Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to my first variety blah blah stream where I will just be doing whatever the hell I think about at the moment. So it's probably going to be a little bit of everything, maybe. It depends on how fast I get bored, because usually I get bored pretty fast. So I thought that today I should start with what I will probably get bored of the fastest. Diablo 4. Imagine that. Well, so time to start up the game and do a little bit of the leveling, shall we? Because I intend to whoops. No matter. I mean, normally it is cool, but I didn't know if I click on it and then it will be gone. So after beating the campaign of Diablo 4, I felt a little bit not so motivated to continue onwards. And now I feel like, it's been a day, I can delay a little bit and see that I can get a higher level. Because I want to try out and see what it feels like once the next world level actually happens. And for that, I am intending to gather a few grim favors. Weekly bonus spoils. Oh, you world boss. I see. Well done. That boy sounds tasty. I will definitely go there and try to get some free weekly stuff. Whatever you do, always pick up the free weekly stuff.
I cannot do that here.
What do you mean? Just get off your high horse and climb down. Literally. Hello there, Greed Shrine. How about we go to the weekly boss with a Greed Shrine, so that we may get more of our greedy desires fulfilled. Looks like the weekly boss isn't losing so much HP, but we'll see. Oh, we have another berry bear. Nice. What's happening over here? Nobody knows, to be honest. Everybody's just waiting here for the weekly boss to spawn. Oh, begins in 7 minutes. I see, that's how it is. Begins in 7 minutes. And in that case, I will just walk around a little bit more and explore my surroundings. After all, exploration also gives me some bonuses, right? Also, it would be nice to get more waypoints. Also, there are like 160 statues of Lilith or something that you can actually interact with. Ooh, oh nice. What a good start to the stream. A legendary amulet. Let's take a look what we got. Basic skills grant 20% damage reduction. Not bad, actually. So I'm gonna keep that one. Weekly boss in 5 minutes 50 seconds. I still have some time to continue riding around. That looks like a stronghold, possibly. I'm gonna explore the thing in the north, and then I'm gonna head back to the weekly boss. What do you have here? Necromancer stuff. Alright then, time to return to the evil world weekly blah blah boss. Hopefully we will get lots of XP and lots of tasty items. Ah, I guess we can just make these guys with us, right? Can't hurt. Maybe not for me, but for them. No, definitely can't hurt to pick up some free stuff while we get ready in our way. Right then. Here we go. The world bus should start in like 2 or 3 minutes. I mean, timing, internal timing isn't off by too much. Let's see, actually almost 4 minutes. That thing has a lot of HP to be honest. Here we go. Jenny Cat, Mr. tuning in. Hope you have a nice day. Hello, Nia. Hello. Squeak.
Hello.
Oh.
Greetings.
Oh. I always get so surprised when people in Diablo use the emotes to say hello, and then I'm like, wait, what? That sounded so normal, like they were not in the game or something. But let's also say hello.
Greetings. Hello.
Hello.
Greetings.
Why is my voice much more muted than theirs? Let's see what nice emotes we have, shall we? We sure could. Let's see. Customize. And yes, so I do. Hello, cheer. Let's go. I don't know what those thingies mean. Wait, maybe it is already in the first one. No. Oh, it is here. Let's see.
Well done. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Can't. Interesting. Although I feel like that stuff's really for, I don't know, MMOs. And I don't really feel like Diablo ever felt like an MMO to me. Well, I also didn't play, what's it called? Lost Ark. Because I felt like I don't want to play an MMO that is, it has the asymmetric camera like Diablo 4. I just don't feel like it's like an MMO to me, personally, because it takes away a lot from me from the atmosphere. I feel 150 times less immersed with this camera than if I had a first person or third person camera. So, never really tried. I never tried even to get into Lost Ark, even when it was new and people didn't yet feel like, oh my god, it's so filled with bots and blah blah and you have to grind so much. But I already felt like from the start, I'm sure you're gonna have to grind for it because like the developer is known for that kind of stuff, and I was like, I don't really feel like it. I don't like grind and premium and pay to win. Why would I do that? Why would I grind if it's already pay to win? So, I don't know, I don't really get it. some boss begins in 20 seconds. Let's see if it isn't the big boy we already had and
You're weak
in pain.
and foolish.
You're weak and foolish.
The
Nice.
beast lives within you. I apologize.
Yes.
Yeah, weak and foolish.
Things.
Sorry. Oh, here we go. Well then, let's have some fun, shall we? Oh no, it's a runaway boy. I wonder if he has more abilities. So far, I think the only boss that I actually found pretty enjoyable was Lilith herself at the end of the campaign. So, I'm not sure. I feel like maybe weekly bosses could be nice. At least in Genshin, they had some like a bit more abilities and a bit more important abilities in the weekly bosses. And who knows? At least it looks like this one doesn't have stat checks and I can just dodge everything that I am able to see. What is that? Not sure what I was supposed to do there. But it didn't seem to damage me. Good. That looks cool. I like this one. That looks like an actual weekly possibility, even if it was easy to dodge. Spectacle, please. The game is louder than my voice. Alright then. Let me fix that. Hopefully I don't die. Alright, I didn't die. Wait, he's still so super loud. I feel like weekly boss has extra volume. Yeah, it's gotta be like that. Alright, let me fix this very quickly. I'm pretty sure that the world boss has like a different sound setting than normal enemies and his volume didn't get reduced like it normally would if you reduce say effect sounds. So that is strange. Maybe they're saying, no, this is a weekly boss, he has to have priority in your sound, that's always gonna be epic and loud. But when it is too overpowering for my voice, then it's no good. The laser is back. I wonder if someone actually died, maybe in a higher world level, because so far I was able to do some really stupid stuff by going into the menu and adjusting my sound twice without dying. So I'm guessing in my world level 2 it's probably not yet that crazy. And then I can clearly tell that like the sounds of my player character are much more silent than the boss sounds, so there has to be some kind of special setting for the boss sounds. So far this boss is definitely better in terms of spectacle than like the big locust dog boy. Not sure how to describe him. The one I actually did fight in the campaign, but maybe you will get some new moves as a weekly boss as well. That would be kind of cool. But to be honest, if he doesn't really feel like a weekly boss, so more required than would be cool, to be honest.
Thanks.
Nice. Let's have a nice little conversation while this big boy boss is trying to kill us. Ah, I was a little bit too close. Oh, that is even more AoE. Let's see. The best ability. A double Kamehameha. Not bad. Okay, is that like a death down? Volume is now better, and that makes me happy because otherwise that would be pretty stupid. I would just be talking and it wasn't actually audible. Ah, more Kamehameha, let's go! Let's see, what is he doing here? He just got a little bit mad, I think. Oh. Apparently he was not mad, he was just flipping his shit and slipping. And then he fell, and now we're kicking him while he's down. Oh, did we need to destroy the souls that were like chained to him? I'm gonna have to readjust the effect volume once this is done. Oh, there's triple Kamehameha now. Nice. Oops. I feel like sometimes I'm using the dash of my character not to actually dodge something, which it is meant for, but actually to get back to him so I can deal damage again because he like keeps running away. And I guess mostly it's fine on this character, in this boss. It's actually kind of nice how they made his abilities escalate, and as such you can learn what he does and then it gets harder. So you don't feel completely surprised by what he does. You have a little bit of time to learn, and then you can actually go and have the more difficult experience. That's cool. Triple Kamehameha, let's go! Like the look of this. Although it makes it difficult to do damage in melee. But not like at the current world level, this is an extremely dangerous boss. I can confirm, you can go to the menu and change your settings and it will be fine. Tried it myself. I guess they made the Victory boss actually louder than the rest of the normal effects, because they wanted you to be able to hear the boss tells, the boss mechanics, even if you're playing with lots of other players, which means lots of other effects and not just your own going on at the same time. I guess that makes sense now. But also the boss was just too loud in general. I wonder if this weekly boss in difficulty is purposefully easier, so you can have more people enjoy it, because it is probably a decently important milestone to have every week, since it's just one time a week. So they don't want people to feel excluded. They want to have this very important thing every week. More like something to drive engagement rather than difficulty, because they want you to keep logging in every week to get your weekly boss. Or maybe it's just that I'm a berry bear and can take a hit or two. And in comparison to other bosses, for example the Butcher, this is definitely much easier. Better spectacle though. And those waves actually have quite the AoE. We're back to Panelia, let's go. Oh baby, you're trouble. Didn't dodge that one so well, but didn't feel like I had to. Just like this one. We keep eating berries and smashing this guy. Alright, how about some ancient legendaries? Alright, I'm not allowed to get those yet. Grand cash and legendary boots.
Well done.
Let's see.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Nice. Let's
Thank you.
also say thank
The
you.
beast lives within you.
And we also say bye and cheer. Nice. Let's see what nice things we got. Legendary boots. Excellent. This evades cooldown. That is actually pretty good. Flow duration reduction, intelligence, shrine of duration, spirit cost reduction. Okay, so overall not necessarily perfectly suited for my current build. Just the boot effect of reducing evade cooldown from attacks, that is pretty nice. Also spirit cost reduction. And I'm losing strength. And the legendary effect is pretty much useless to me. Fine buff duration, intelligence, slow buff duration reduction. I also have to think about that I have more armor in this one. And overall just not really something that tickles my fancy, so to say, very much. Let's see what we get from our grand cache. Legendary pants. Take a look. You heal for 18 life per second for each close enemy, up to 108 life per second. That doesn't sound too bad. Oh, but also intelligence. I need strength. The berry bear needs strength. Introduction, life regeneration, rank of trample. I mean, it could be funny, but what do I have currently? I have lots of damage reduction currently, so But life regeneration could get pretty nice. How much life do I actually have? 0.2k. So 18 would that, how much would that actually be? About 1% of my HP, a little bit more than 1% of my HP per second for each close enemy. Also 3% damage reduction. But the intelligence, it doesn't feel so good. Damage reduction from close and distant enemies feels also very good. Hey Garden, thank you for tuning in. Hope you're having a great day. Let's see. I guess it's still an upgrade. It'd be funny. Barrier generation, do you have here? How about some maximum life? Let's just take it because regenerating HP constantly sounds very fun. Right. Weekly boss has been destroyed. We have here 32 minutes. Also, I'm gonna go over here and do that dungeon. Hopefully in this waypoint we actually have some vendors. Otherwise I'll have to return to a big city. Let's see. No, we do not have any vendors. Alright then. On portal, please. Let's see. Yes, yes. I think at this point I can probably just salvage and sell most of the stuff I get. Also, for the future I should probably only look at hammers since I need overpower damage from my build. And that makes sorting stuff a lot easier, to be honest. What boots am I actually running? Yes. I think I actually like these boots more than the legendary ones I got. Here we go. Some easy, tasty stuff. How about I think I want to keep the ability of that necklace, but yeah, I'm gonna keep that legendary too, because I am too indecisive about this stuff. I think this is one, like, all those, so that's one of the things that made me stop my stream early last time I played Diablo 4, because just the item management is kind of annoying, because you always need like a calculator and a cheat sheet to make sure that you know which combination of items actually makes more sense for you and deals 2% more damage in the end overall in that specific situation. And I wasn't really that hyped for all of that calculation stuff. Tasty Friday drink. Right. Goal has been set. I need to make it quick. I am a very impatient kitsune. Yay. And Diablo, please optimize a little bit more. This game always makes me so scared. Hello there, my dudes.
I need more time.
Oh, also, I think I should actually take a look. Oh, what? I'm actually not allowed to get out of here. Well, then that gives me an opportunity to think about the stuff I just thought up in my Foxbrain, which is, do I actually already get to Field Nightmare? Veteran, complete the Cradle of Light capstone dungeon, but it says level 50. So, does it say that the level of the dungeon is level 50, or that I have to be level 50 to do it? Well, I feel like I should be allowed to do it, right? But first I'll probably do that special dungeon anyways. Since they are telling me that it is indeed level 50, so maybe it will be a little bit ouchy for me. Getting another level shouldn't be too bad. But also, how do I actually get there? Lots of boys and girls. Hello, let's have some fun. Always make new friends. Don't be afraid to meet new people. They might have legendaries. Right, I'm actually not allowed to go farther than here. So I will just get in here because it is on my way. Like, these infested cellars and basements always are pretty fast, and so should be good value for my time. People want me to do all sorts of calculations, I just want to play. Yes, that's exactly what I feel like in Diablo. You get so many items, and then you're like, I'm not sure. I'm supposed to know if this is actually better than my old item without doing like 50 million calculations. Let's see. So in this legendary effect that gives me HP while enemies are close should actually be pretty nice in these kinds of situations. Can already see it just healing me up. It's actually quite good.
Not ready.
Oh, actually gotta be careful with these Balrog. Oh, like fire breaths. Noted. Felt like everything was like dealing way too little damage, and now I'm like, whoa, okay. This single ability at least I will have to respect. There we go. Quick and nice, but also no yellow items even. Not to mention no legendaries. Let's see, where will I actually be able to get to this region over here? Maybe this is just a way to enclose, since it was like the last region you could get to. I'm just gonna... I can actually tell myself to go here. That is nice, very nice indeed. Alright. Navigation system not on point though, but it works well enough, I guess. We can just ride through these boys. Hello there. Would be very nice to actually have a mounted class that actually fights while they are on a mount. I would enjoy that quite a bit. An actual knight. In German, knight means Ritter, which is like another word for Reiter, which is rider. So being a knight was basically... it was associated with also having a horse, being a rider. So that not being the case, when you nowadays just see a knight, you probably just think of the armor first and foremost, and maybe a sword or something. But it would be nice to have an actual knight and a nice, beautiful horse with battle armor. I don't really remember any games in recent memory that actually allowed you to have mounted combat. Always just seen as something like a means to be faster across the map. And there was some knight game in the past. I think by now it actually doesn't have servers anymore, but it was called War of the Roses. And that was a little bit like maybe, if you know, Chivalry or Mordhau. And it was similar to those, but you also were able to actually ride mounts into battle. And that was really cool. That was so much fun. I loved being a rider and just storming behind enemy lines and then assassinating the enemy like bowmen and stuff like that, because I always get very annoyed by people who just stand at the back and keep sniping. So it was such a nice feeling to just go, run, charge through enemy lines, jump from your horse, or even not jump from your horse, but keep staying on it, and then run down the enemy bowman or crossbowman, and then just go and slap them lots. Because usually they were wearing pretty light armor, because in that game I think it reduced your like your drawing speed when you had heavy armor on. So it was always favored for these kinds of classes to go with light armor, so you can shoot more and faster. But then it also meant they were very susceptible to like just normal melee fighting, because you would just tear through them way too fast and you didn't have much poise. And you could just slap, 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 slap. That was very tasty and fun. Sniping is fun though. I guess you're maybe not quite built like me, who likes to jump into the fray as a berry bear. And you could also be a rider and a bowman at the same time, I think. I'm not sure if they actually allowed you to shoot while you were on horseback, but that would be pretty cool as well. At the very least for style. How do you get there? Right. Not sure what Chivalry 1. Mordhau and Chivalry 2 has horses actually. Oh wow. Then I guess they added them before I actually saw it. Or maybe I'm just not remembering right. Always make it worse and be a horseback archer. Archer with high mobility. Yeah. That is definitely something else. Not much beloved by the guys who are actually trying to get to a point. But I always felt like in games where you actually have to capture stuff by sitting on a capture point, like in Battlefield or in other stuff, I was always a little bit salty about my own teammates who are just sitting around and sniping, and in my mind not contributing much to our capture of the point. So that was also a reason why I grew to dislike that kind of stuff. And then, but on the enemy team it was also obviously annoying when you're having a nice duel in melee combat and suddenly... Whoa, 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 servers please. And then suddenly you get a million arrows in your back. That wasn't so much fun. So actually making different classes and one of them being like a horse rider, and that was meant to have like fast weapons that could deal a lot of DPS to lightly armored targets. That was always very fun. Right through the front lines, jump off and get that tasty meat of the cowards who don't contribute to their team and only annoy you. Oh, servers. Scary, servers. Yay. Servers are not doing so well at the moment. I mean, thankfully it's not that bad, because I was already expecting to not be extremely hyped for Diablo for a long time. But I at least wanted to finish this dungeon before I go and do some other stuff in my now variety freedom. The damage of bows in Chivalry 1 was ridiculous though. A wallbow basically one-shots you if you're not a knight. Wow, that's kind of scary. I still remember that I think in Mordhau specifically, and I think also in War of the Roses, I made a kind of counter archer class. Went with a crossbow, like went with something that can one-shot a very lightly armored archer, so I could snipe them in the backlines, but then I still had kind of medium armor and some melee ready stuff, so I could go into melee once there were no enemy archers to snipe anymore. It was kind of a cleanser of sort. You're getting rid of the annoying enemies who are sniping, and then you could go into melee. Maybe not as strong as a full knight build, but at least you could get rid of the vermin, the mosquitoes annoying you, and then you could have fun in melee. Legendary ring, let's take a look. Lucky hit. Up to a 16% chance when dealing lightning damage to overload the target for 3 seconds, causing any direct damage you deal to them to pulse 728 additional damage to surrounding enemies. It sounds actually kind of nice. I'm not currently playing a lightning build, but if I would, this sounds pretty good. I should definitely keep that for when I want to make a werewolf lightning build or so. I just had an idea. I could actually go back and maybe play Mordhau again at some point, but I haven't played it in so long that I'm pretty sure I would be extremely bad. I mean, I was never really good in the first place, but I would probably get absolutely bodied by this small and dedicated fan base. But who knows? Maybe there are some funny ways to be a supportive melee class, maybe. Like, for example, I felt like playing with a very long spear or halberd was not bad actually, because you could help and support your team who are already dueling someone by stabbing the enemy from a very long range in the back. But I definitely remember the fear of the naked hammer guys. You always knew, oh no, that's like when in Dark Souls you see someone with no clothes running at you and you know, oh my god, they're going to be so strong and they're going to one-shot me. They made bows a lot weaker. I miss the sling archers from Chivalry 1 though. I wanna throw infinite rocks at people again. Oh, that sounds like some Aztec. Oh, what do you say? Aztec tactics. They also had lots of slingshot guys. Also some archers.
I'm out of spirit.
I think the name Mordhau is just really cool. Kind of. Do you know what it is? Do you know how niche it actually is? So, you know the meaning of the word, then you already know you are way too deep into the stuff. But that's very cool as well.
Not ready yet.
I think they even, like, I'm not sure who actually, like, watched a few YouTubers who talked about that, but it's definitely cool to see more medieval themed stuff in the newer games as well. I also played a bit of For Honor, but that was during the earlier times of the game. Back then, lots of the classes didn't have a dedicated bash yet, so it was incredibly difficult to play on PC because people just had very good reactions, and basically even just having a 500 milliseconds speed attack basically meant you were always going to get parried. And so you had no safe opener as, for example, classes like Orochi, which I played the most and enjoyed the most. And I was always very sad that Orochi had a very bad reputation because it was one of the fastest classes. So people on the 4v4 maps always tended to run away, just like Peacekeeper. And then they ran away from their own duel and ran to gank someone else instead of doing their own duel, so that gave them a bad rap. But I mostly only played in duels and 2v2 duels, and also that conquest mode. So in conquest you couldn't really talk about honor, because there you just have to get the points and do what's best for your team anyways. But in 4v4, very bad rap for the ODT. But also, at some point, like when they started to introduce ranked duels, or ranked 1v1 duels, I got to a point where my enemies were able to parry everything, and then, since I didn't have a bash back then as an Orochi, I was 100% unable to have a safe opener or a mix-up, and also my side lights were 600 milliseconds, which is incredibly easy to parry, or was on PC. So I basically only had 2 attacks, which is my top light for 500 milliseconds and my zone attack for 500 milliseconds. It means I only had 2 different ways directions to attack from and no bash, meaning it was absolutely impossible to play against competent players. And that's when I pretty much stopped playing, because people got too good and Orochi was literally unplayable against good players. It was a Berserker main, I think. Dual Axe Viking Man. Oh yeah, I remember those guys. And they were also pretty cool. But I think they also suffered the same problem as Orochi, because they didn't have a dash, I mean. So, no unblockable. And I think later on they improved their mix-up game and helped them a lot through that. But in the earlier days they suffered from the same like weakness as the Orochi, of having no safe opener. And also I think, like, in order to get to their mix-up they had to do an unsafe attack which is easily blockable or parryable, so against good players you never even like were allowed to get into a position where you can do a mix-up. In the early days, defense was just way too strong. But I think it got better over time. But I didn't really play anymore back once that came to pass. And I still follow a lot of games that I've played in the past, because it interests me how they progress and what's new. Also, I forgot to drink my XP potion. Foxbrain. Here you go. Battles in Conquest is very different than duels. Orochi was very reliant on the top light. Warden also had a good top light, but they had so much more as well. Yeah, that's true. Like, the Warden had their top light which was fast, but they also had a multiple bash mix-up, where you could do a fast bash, or you could charge your bash. I think they even added, like, I think you would be able to cancel your bash, and then you were able to do a grab attack to catch anyone who was preemptively dodging. I'm not sure if they actually took that away from the Warden, but last time I played that was still possible. The Warden was definitely one of the best classes in the game. He had a multiple bash like mix up, which is very, very good. And then he also had a nice overhead light. Also, yeah, I forgot what that mechanic was called, but on the light they could, like, they had a few frames where if you had it a little bit after the enemy, it's like similar to a parry timing, you were able to overpower, like, riposte or something, the enemy strike with extra damage. That was pretty cool as well. I actually won one duel with my Orochi once against a Warden, because I baited that I would do my overhead light, because all Orochis love to do that from neutral, by painting my heavy top, and then he used his light, obviously because he wanted to counter it, because that's such tasty damage. But then I was able to parry that attack and get a heavy in return and finish him with that. I think the execution system in For Honor was something I really, really enjoyed. That was super cool. And it was actually also something that made, like, sense to think about having different executions in multiplayer, because some of them are fast and some of them are slower. And the slower it is, the more HP you regenerate when you execute an enemy. So actually deciding, okay, I have a lot of time now, I'm safe, meant you could use one of the longer executions, not just for satisfaction, but also to regenerate more life. And when you are fighting like multiple enemies, and you quickly wanted to get rid of someone without them being able to be revived, you could just take one of your super fast executions. Like for Orochi that were multiple, but the best one I think was when you use your enemy as a ramp, jump up and then instantly behead them. That was pretty brutal and fast. Very cool. Pretends to understand Diablo. Well, I gotta be honest with you, there isn't really that much to Diablo fighting. It is actually really easy to understand because server issues, by the way. Normally, man, this is a big lag. Hopefully they don't kill me. I would be very annoyed if I was a hardcore player right now. Hey, I'm alive, let's go. So in Diablo, pretty much everything that's on screen is pretty simple. Don't get hit by enemy projectiles or hits, and that's basically it. There isn't like very deep mechanics going on, as in like other MMO like stuff, I would say. So, oh wait, this is actually already the final boss in here. I didn't even like pay attention to that. Whoopsie. So, I mean, what you see is what you get. Run away from projectiles and hit your enemy, and that's it pretty much in Diablo. And that's probably also why I am not that crazy about the so-called endgame, which is basically just farming. But I'm gonna try my hand and get a little bit higher so I can at least see what it feels like to be in the higher levels. Smashy smash. Yes, that is actually the only thing you need to understand. Smashy smash is indeed the way to go. Grim favors. Oh, actually seems like I have enough grim favors to get another cache. Take a look, shall we? Hopefully something nice and tasty. Also Friday drink. Let's see if they have a nice little laugh for us as well.
It is done.
What? This time no legendary cache? That was actually sad. Let's see, chest plates, leg guards, gauntlets. How about we go? Wait, I do have something important on my gauntlets. 6 skills gain 15% attack speed. I mean, that is pretty nice. Maybe you get something nicer.
Fit for a king.
You see, I was just led to believe that you always get one of the legendary things here, but it is actually just an assortment of items, I guess. Back to the city. That wasn't the city I wanted to go to. I wanted to go to the main city, the starting city, for no other reason than I felt like it is more prestigious. Alright. I'm thinking it is time for my God-given right of variety streaming that I can say, alright, that was fun for a little bit, but now it is time to do the variety stuff and look for something else to do. Oh nice.